The Beauty and the Beast. Once upon a time there lived a wealthy merchant with 6 children, 3 sons and 3 daughters. Being a sensible man, he provided them with the best education money could buy. Among his daughters, the youngest was extraordinarily beautiful. Even as a little girl, people called her the Little Beauty. As she grew up, everyone simply knew her as Beauty, which made her sisters terribly jealous. Beauty wasn't just prettier than her sisters, she was also kinder. The 2 older sisters were quite proud because of their family's wealth. They put on airs, refused to socialize with other merchants' daughters, and only wanted to hang out with high society. While they spent their days at parties, balls, and concerts, they mocked Beauty for preferring to read good books. "What will you have, Beauty?" her father asked one day before a journey. "Since you have the goodness to think of me," Beauty replied, "be so kind as to bring me a rose, for none grows hereabouts, and they are a kind of rarity." She didn't actually care about roses, but asked for something simple, so her sisters couldn't accuse her of being difficult. Life took a sudden turn when the merchant lost his fortune. All that remained was a small country house far from town. With tears in his eyes, he told his children they would need to work for their living. The elder sisters refused to leave town, certain their many admirers would marry them despite their lost fortune. But when poverty struck, those suitors disappeared quickly. Everyone said the proud sisters deserved their fate, but people felt sorry for sweet Beauty, who had always been kind to everyone. Beauty was sad about losing their fortune, but thought to herself, "Crying won't make things better. I must try to be happy without money." At their country home, the merchant and his sons worked the fields while Beauty woke at 4 each morning to clean the house and prepare meals. Though difficult at first, she soon grew stronger and healthier. After finishing her chores, she'd read, play music, or sing while spinning. Her sisters, meanwhile, slept until 10 and spent their days complaining about their lost lifestyle. "Look at our little sister," they would say. "What a simple, stupid creature to be content with this miserable life." After a year in the countryside, the merchant received news that one of his ships had arrived safely in port with his goods aboard. The 2 eldest daughters immediately begged for new dresses and accessories, while Beauty asked for nothing. "What will you have, Beauty?" her father asked again. "Since you're so kind to think of me, please bring me a rose," she answered. The merchant's journey was unsuccessful. His goods were tied up in legal disputes. On his way home, he got lost in a forest during a terrible snowstorm. Just when things seemed hopeless, he spotted a brilliantly lit palace. Inside, he found a warm fire and a table set with delicious food, but no people. After waiting until midnight, he ate some chicken and drank wine before finding a comfortable bedroom where he slept. The next morning, fresh clothes had replaced his ruined ones. "Thank you, good fairy," he said aloud, "for being so kind to me." After breakfast, as he prepared to leave, he passed through a garden of roses. Remembering Beauty's request, he picked one beautiful bloom. Suddenly, a terrifying beast appeared. "You are very ungrateful," the beast roared. "I saved your life, giving you shelter in my castle, and you steal my roses, which I value above anything. You shall die for this." Trembling, the merchant explained about his daughter's request. "My name is not my lord, but Beast," the monster replied. "I will forgive you on one condition. One of your daughters must come willingly to take your place. If none agree, you must return in 3 months to die yourself." The merchant reluctantly agreed. Before leaving, Beast told him to fill a chest with treasures from the bedroom. The merchant found it full of gold coins, which he took home to provide for his children. When he arrived home, his children surrounded him, but seeing the rose in his hand, he burst into tears. "Here, Beauty," he said, "take these roses, but little do you know how dear they will cost your unhappy father. he told them about his dreadful adventure. The two elder sisters immediately blamed Beauty. "See, the pride of that little wretch," they said. "She doesn't even shed a tear for the trouble she's caused." "Why should I cry?" Beauty replied. "My father shall not suffer because of me. I will go to the beast myself. I'm happy knowing my sacrifice will save my father's life." Her brothers offered to fight the monster, but their father explained the beast's power was too great. Beauty insisted on going, and nothing could change her mind. Her jealous sisters pretended to be sad, but were secretly delighted she was leaving. When Beauty and her father reached the palace, they found a magnificent dinner waiting for them. As they finished eating, they heard the beast approaching. Beauty trembled but tried to be brave. "Have you come willingly?" the beast asked her. Yes," she answered, trembling. "You are very good, and I am grateful," replied the beast. "Honest man, leave tomorrow morning and never think of returning." After her father left, Beauty explored the castle and discovered a room with Beauty's apartment written on the door. Inside was a magnificent library, a harpsichord, and many books. One book contained golden words. "Welcome, Beauty, banish fear. You are queen and mistress here. Speak your wishes, speak your will. Swift obedience meets them still." That evening at supper the beast joined her. "Beauty," he asked, "may I watch you eat?" "That is as you please," she answered nervously. "Do you think me very ugly?" he asked. "That is true," said Beauty honestly, "but I believe you are very good-natured." "You are right," the beast replied, "but besides being ugly, I have no sense and am a poor, stupid creature." "Those who recognize their limitations are rarely fools," Beauty said kindly. Every evening the beast visited Beauty and they talked during dinner. Though not witty, he spoke with good common sense, and Beauty began to enjoy his company. There was just one problem. Every night he asked, "Beauty, will you be my wife?" And every night she gently refused. After 3 months at the castle, Beauty asked to visit her father, who she'd seen was ill through a magic mirror. Though heartbroken, Beast agreed. "You shall be there tomorrow morning," he said, "but remember your promise to return in 1 week. Just place your ring on the table when you wish to come back. Farewell, Beauty." At her father's house, Beauty's jealous sisters plotted to delay her return, hoping the beast would be so angry he would eat her. They pretended to love her so much that Beauty agreed to stay a few days longer. On the 10th night, Beauty dreamed of the beast lying near death in the garden, reproaching her for breaking her promise. Waking in tears, she realized how much she cared for him. "He may be ugly and simple, but he is kind and good," she thought. "That should matter more than appearances." She placed her ring on the table and returned to the castle. After searching everywhere, she found the beast in the garden, dying of heartbreak. "You forgot your promise," he said weakly, "but I'm happy to see you once more before I die." "No, dear beast," cried Beauty, "you must not die. Live to be my husband. I thought I felt only friendship, but now I know I cannot live without you." The moment she spoke these words, the palace filled with light and music. The beast vanished, and in his place stood a handsome prince. "You see him at your feet," said the prince. "A wicked fairy condemned me to remain a beast until a beautiful woman would agree to marry me. You alone were generous enough to love me for my kind heart." Beauty was overjoyed to find her father and family in the castle, brought there by a good fairy who appeared to them. "Beauty," said the fairy, "you have chosen virtue over wit and beauty, and deserve someone who has all these qualities. You will be a great queen, and I hope the throne won't make you forget your goodness." The fairy then transformed the wicked sisters into statues until they could overcome their jealousy. "Though," she added with a smile, "that might take a very long time." Beast, now a handsome prince, married Beauty, and they ruled their kingdom with kindness and wisdom. Their happiness was complete because it was built on what truly matters: a good heart and loving spirit. Thank you for listening, and I hoped you liked this story. If you enjoyed it, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I have plenty more fairy tales for you.